Broncos country, what is going on? Some shocking news today. Alex Singleton, captain of the defense, I believe our leading tackler through the first 3 games, out for the season. Torn ACL, crazy. He tore it on that play at the beginning of the game against the Bucs this past week, where Brandon Jones got that interception, and he played the rest of the game on a torn ACL. What? I wish he could play the rest of the year like that, right? I don't understand how some of that stuff happens, but just devastating news, man. Alex Singleton was one of my favorite players to watch so far for the Broncos this season, and he's going to be dearly missed. He's going to be dearly missed. The Broncos have made some adjustments. They've made some signings. At Cunningham. We'll talk about them as well as talk about potential replacements that are already on the roster. So y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Absolutely crazy news. Smash that like and subscribe to David Talks Broncos, and let's go ahead and get started. So we have made a couple of signings. First, probably heard about this one. This one happened earlier today. Kwon Alexander coming into the fold here, veteran linebacker for the Broncos. Let me go ahead and just pull this up. Come on now. Let me give it another second, guys. I do apologize. All right, here we go. And you can see, Kwon Alexander, big-time vet, been in the NFL since 2015, and coming off an Achilles injury, though. So that's kind of the big thing that you guys got to know. Last year played for Pittsburgh, 362 total snaps, and obviously throughout his career, very productive, close to 600 career tackles. So solid veteran player, played for Sean Payton in New Orleans for a little bit, and with some good teams. There were Tampa, San Francisco, Robert Saleh, New York Jets, and obviously Mike Tomlin last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, wonderfully sized linebacker, and I think he could be a good addition, but really you don't know what he's looking like coming off of that torn Achilles. Now, we did sign another veteran linebacker, and that is Zach Cunningham, most recently of the Philadelphia Eagles. So played last year, 717 snaps total, and finished with a little over 85 tackles on the season last year. He's got actually more career tackles than Kwon Alexander has. That's pretty interesting, but you saw a really good grade in run defense last year for the Philadelphia Eagles. Coverage grade was really solid too, and overall 69.4. That's great. Zach Cunningham, this seems to be like a pretty decent signing for at this point during the season. 6'3", 230. Haven't watched him play, but hopefully has good instincts and decent speed from the inside linebacker position. And I would imagine his instincts are pretty good with the amount of production that he's had so far in his NFL career. So I would not be surprised to see these guys on the field. Probably more so Zach Cunningham than betting on Kwon Alexander right now. Just up in the air a little bit with that torn Achilles, but we still have guys on the team that are going to be making an impact. Of course, Cody Barton coming in here. He is somebody who has played, I think, pretty decently so far for the Broncos. Let me go to his 2024 grades. We saw him and the entire defense play really well this past week against Tampa, and right now total of 14 tackles, 3 missed tackles against Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. I think he'll get more comfortable as the year goes on. But some other guys that we have signed, we've seen him on the field already. That's been Kristian Welch, very productive during his preseason games when he was with Green Bay. He ended up not making the roster and was signed to the 53 here in Denver. And he's been on the field for the most part in a spell role. I guess we didn't see him last week. Okay. But we've seen him a little bit out there. 30 total snaps. You got to imagine he's going to be getting some more run, but just like Zach Cunningham, Zach Cunningham, 6'3", 230. Kristian Welch, you see here, number 57, 6'3", 240. and still getting comfortable with this defense, right? Another guy that I think we could see elevated to the roster, whether that is with an active roster signing or just elevated off the practice squad for a certain amount of games, is Levelle Bailey, somebody that really impressed week 3 of the preseason with Arizona. You can see, man, 88.6 defensive grade, 87.7 in coverage. Speedy linebacker, had that pick six kind of in the game, which was great. And yeah, 4 total tackles during the preseason off of 48 total snaps. So right now during the I guess this is just during the preseason, you see graded out pretty well, 68.9 overall and a 66.6 in coverage. So maybe this is somebody that is kind of that diamond in the rough. Of course, UDFA from Fresno State. Again, I think he really impressed a lot of people. And you guys in the comments, I remember, were really calling for him to make the roster out of preseason and out of training camp. So those are kind of the options that I feel like we have right now. Maybe somebody like Justin Strnad can really surprise. We'll see, but I think right now he's been mainly that special teamer for us. So going to be very interesting to see who the Broncos roll out moving forward. In compliment to Cody Barton out there, I would imagine that he's going to be a mainstay starter right now. My guess would probably be Kristian Welch, but let me go ahead and just pull up Justin Strnad and see what he's been doing so far. So, yeah, had a good preseason, and we haven't seen him on the field yet either, for what it's worth. When it comes to just defensive snaps. Now, I believe he's been on there with special teams, every week, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, right now, I think I would probably go with we'll see some more Kristian Welch. Maybe Levelle Bailey is elevated this week off of the practice squad, one of those 4 elevations that you can get, because I doubt you can expect somebody like Zach Cunningham to come in here right now and be ready. And I think Zach Cunningham is with the Broncos currently. That's what I saw on Twitter, but Kwon Alexander is not yet. So remember, the Broncos right now are in West Virginia practicing this week, staying on the East Coast. They got a big time game against the New York Jets, against a very good offense, and going against one of the best running backs in the league right now in Breece Hall. So it's going to be very important for us to get good linebacker play. I don't think it's been a coincidence that we've gotten better linebacker play this year with having much better defensive line play from the interior and the edges as well. So as long as those guys continue to play really, really well, guys like Kristian Welch, Zach Cunningham, Kwon Alexander, Levelle Bailey, whoever ends up kind of coming in there at the linebacker position, maybe even Justin Strnad on some of these snaps, they're going to have a better chance if this defensive line continues to play the way that they've been playing. But really big bummer. I think Alex Singleton, I think this is his last year of his contract. And so, nope, under contract for next year. Let me see if he has much of a cap hit. Yeah, he's up to dead cap. I mean, Broncos can save about $6 million moving on from him. So, man, we'll just have to see. So, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Well wishes, speedy recovery to Alex Singleton. Thank you for everything you've done so far this year. Now it's time for some of our young players to continue to step up into some substantial roles for this Broncos defense. Thank you so much. Like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe, as always, to David Talks Broncos. I'll be back with the film room later today. Go Broncos.